What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is LaQuanta McIntyre. I am successful too. You're watching The Road to Success, where we talk about all things entrepreneurship. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and get into my shirt, y'all. Okay, so I got my camera on a tripod, so please excuse me. But my shirt says, "No worries, God got me." Okay, so I just want to let y'all know how I'm coming before we even get on this video. This is how I'm coming. Okay, so any naysayers, I ain't worried about it. I ain't got no worries. All right, so let me stop clowning around, y'all. So I want to introduce a new series that I decided to come out with. The new series that I want to discuss is called Breaking Free from a 9 to 5. Okay, so I know we can talk and harp all day on our dissatisfaction for working for someone else, and I'm talking to my entrepreneurs out there, because some of us are like true entrepreneurs at heart, and it's just hard for us to work for people because we got so many ideals. We are so creative. Like, our mindset is just shooting for the stars, and it's hard to be like stuck up underneath somebody else's rules because you feel like you're being restricted. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about in this series in particular, I want to talk about just ways, first of all, to identify if entrepreneurship is even for you. Because even though we talk about entrepreneurship, I really don't think everybody's meant to be the boss. Some people are workers, and it's okay. Like, some people need instruction. Some people need to be told what to do. That's not a bad thing. That's how life works. That's what keeps the ecosystem going. It's called hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody's meant for it. So in this series, hopefully it can help you in identifying if this is for you. And then let's talk about ways and strategies where we can break free. Let's just not sit and complain about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try to really come up with a game plan. Because me personally, y'all, I am a solution oriented person. If somebody comes to me and tell me that something is wrong or they got a problem, I'm a listener. But 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to think of solution, because what can we do to fix this problem? Like, we're not going to talk about this for years to come. You feel me? Like, at that point, if I'm still talking to you about the same problem, especially years later, I'm tuning you out. I'm feeling like you're not serious. So I ain't about to be on here forever talking about why I hate a 9 to 5, because the goal is to start to eventually talk about our successful businesses that we created and what we could do to help other people find that success. You know what I'm saying? So today's video, and you're going to want to hear this, okay? I came up with a list of 10 ways you're meant for something, that you're meant for something more than a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Now, this list can really apply to a lot of people, and and I guess according to how you perceive some of these, you may feel like, shoot, this could be for everybody. I don't know, but just really think about it. Okay, number 1. Okay, so you can't seem to find stability on a job. Now, this list, y'all, like, I literally personally came up with these one by one. And the reason why is because I know that I'm not meant to work for somebody. I know that I'm meant to be an entrepreneur, because I'm a creative. I'm an artist. Man, like, I'm the same person I described to you at the beginning of the video. That's me, okay? And I'm built for this. I'm built to be a boss, or whatever. I don't want to call it a boss, but I'm built to be an entrepreneur and help others. You know what I'm saying? So when I say you can't seem to find stability on a job, it's one of those things where no matter how hard you try, So I talk about how, been through a lot of jobs, but there are jobs that I literally did perform well on. I did a great job. Like my last job, for an example, y'all, like I went in there with the mindset that this is going to be my career. I'm staying here. This is it for me. I'm good. I still had a business on the side, but I had no intent to leave that job. But guess what happened? Out of nowhere, I got laid off. I got laid off from that job out of nowhere, y'all. And I had only been on that job for, oh my God, less than 6 months. And when I got laid off, it wasn't for any like valid reason. I was told it was budget cuts. So that's when I heard a word from God that entrepreneurship is where I was supposed to be, because that wasn't the first time that happened. Like that happened on a couple other jobs where just random stuff would just happen. Next thing you know, I'm not working there anymore. Like I remember working a restaurant job, and I had a day off, came back to work, and I was accused of stealing money out of my cash register. I didn't do anything though. That's the thing. Like it was somebody else that stole money out of my drawer, but I got accused for it. I had no proof that I didn't do it except for that. Oh, matter of fact, y'all, I got fired on my day off. I got fired for my day off. The day before, I was working with a manager on the night shift. She stole out of my drawer and accused me for it. I had no proof that I didn't do it, y'all. No proof at all. So I ended up getting fired for it. So that's an example of just like random stuff happening where I'm losing jobs. And see, here's the thing. When you lose a job randomly, what happens is you're losing out on money. Okay? If you don't have help, you're falling back down to zero. And especially if you wasn't saving money, because I wasn't a financial literate person back then, so I wasn't saving money. I was living check to check. So every time I would lose a job, I would go back down to zero, and it was literally having to rebuild myself up every single time. So I realized, A, this is not meant for me. The stars aren't aligning for me to work for someone else. But B, I also realized like it's a reason why the jobs that stuff didn't happen to me on, where I just quit, is a reason why I quit, because I literally just can't get content with this. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, I don't care how nice the boss was, how many whatever trips, surprises, or incentives we had, I just couldn't get right. Okay, so y'all, I need to move along because I don't want to make this video super long. So that's number one, if you can't seem to find stability on a job. Number two, no matter what or how nice your boss is, it's hard for you to align with them or see eye to eye. Like, and I say this because, I mean, there's some people out here who are great leaders in, in the work, wherever you work, or in the 9-to-5 thing. But it's like, it's not being a pessimist or anything like that, but it's like, you always just have it in the back of your mind where you just kind of feel like, you didn't have to do that. It just be like the smallest things. And really what it is, it's hard for you to take orders. It's not that you feel like you're too good for a job, but it's just like, I guess in the back of your mind, you feel like I shouldn't be having to take orders from someone or be told what to do, because I have this bright, grand ideal in my mind that I need to be putting out there and pursuing. And me taking orders from you, it's keeping me from doing that. So that's number two. Number three, so you constantly daydream about not working a job, your independency, and you just feel unsatisfied. So if you be at work, and I think a lot of us do this, but I'll say this because it kind of has to go hand in hand with the other things I was telling you about. So if you just constantly feel like you're just, always talking about your next move, and you're sitting at your desk working, but you have a list of different businesses you want to start while you're on the job. you're not dedicated to the job. Like you're dedicated, and when your boss walks away, like you're working on your website for your business that you are getting ready to start. Are you coming up with the game plan? And you just constantly find yourself doing this, and it could be it could be the perfect job and you're completely happy, but you just can't seem to get this thing out your mind as far as having your own thing and your own business or whatnot. Number 4, you're a risk taker. Okay, so when I say risk taker, meaning, so for me, I've never been the type who was scared to lose a job, and that may be a good or a bad thing. So if I was on a job and I felt like I wasn't being respected, or I wasn't getting, I just felt miserable, I didn't stay. I just didn't, because I always felt like my mental health was more important. I know people now today who's been on jobs for 10, 12 years and are miserable. They are so depressed. And in my mind, I'm like, why don't you just quit? But when I think about it, like, not everybody has that courage to do that, because when you quit a job, like I told you, you go back to zero if you're not the type of person that saves money. But I think I just always had a lot of faith in God. And for me, like, if I left a job to prioritize my mental health, it was because I knew, like, God has me, and I knew, like, I was going to still make it regardless. I always felt like there's tens of thousands of jobs out there, so I could just find me another one. And thank God for the day and age we're in now, because now you have drive share services. You have a lot of temp services as well who are doing like the little temporary 1-2 day job. So now it's even easier to make money if you lose a job. So a risk taker, again, is one of those people who literally would start a job, but if you feel like your mental health is at jeopardy, or you're not getting the respect you're supposed to get, or whatever the case, you aren't the type that just settles. I feel like people who take risk are the most successful people, though, in the world. Let's just be honest, because it ain't about even just quitting a job. Being a risk taker is also, you could be a risk taker in your finances when it comes to stocks and foreign exchange. I don't care what it is you're taking a risk doing. Even starting a business is being a risk taker, because you don't know if this business is going to become successful. You're just going to start it, and you're going to invest your time and your money into it. You're taking a risk. You're not playing it safe. So that, I feel like that is a big reason to know that, hey, I'm meant for something more than just clocking in every day and leaving it at that. Number 5, so people are influenced and inspired by you. So if you could just be minding your own business, right? And it seems like everything you say to people, especially like if you're a person who is very wise, have a lot of wisdom, if you tend to find people are always coming to you asking you for advice, I feel like that is a great reason to know that you're meant for something better, because we need people in this particular space, YouTube and on social media, other channels, to build more wisdom into people, to encourage people a little bit more, inspire people more, talk to our youth, because goodness, y'all, like, it is just so much evil out here on TV and in the world. So if you naturally have it, you need to be using that, because that is a gift. Do you not know how much of a gift that is? Okay, so let's move on to number 6. People tend to gravitate to you, and that's the same as number 5. So it could be one of those things where you're not even talking. Let's just say that you're not giving advice or anything, but people like you. People, when they come up to you, they just they want to talk to you. They just want to be in your presence, and they just kind of let loose. You know what I'm saying? You know how you could just be chilling in your own space and somebody just all of a sudden laying out their whole life story on you. Everybody don't get that. Everybody don't get that. Like, you may think, oh, well, that's just somebody that like to talk. No. I promise you. Like, for a chosen one, we get that all the time. Where, like, I can't count the amount of times I could just be randomly, like, at a gas station, and I'm just minding my own business, about to pay for my gas or snack, and somebody just walks up to me and they want to start talking, and they'll just keep yipping and yapping and yipping and yapping, and I listen. I do. And I feel like having that particular thing about you moves on into why number 7 matters. You're a people person. Being a people person is what's going to drive you even more into success when it comes to pursuing something on your own, such as entrepreneurship or content creation. Because being a people person teaches you how to cope and deal with different personalities. It teaches you how to talk to people. It teaches you how to have emotional intelligence. That's something you don't hear much of. But it just teaches you how to not get angry and mad at every single little trigger that comes your way. Like, when you're a people person, that truly makes you a leader. It really, really does. Because it could be someone who's throwing all kind of darts and shots at you, but you see beyond the shots and darts that they're throwing your way. You start to look at their heart and their brain and their mind, and you start to think about why this person's doing this. It's funny because you start to even have sympathy for the person. And when I say sympathy, it's not being like nice, nasty, but it's just more so like not being bothered by it because you see deeper into why they're acting the way they are. So that's a people's person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just, again, you know how to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You give good advice. You give wisdom because you understand the human brain and the human mind. Some people have that natural gift about them. I kid you not. And that is why you are bigger than just that job. Number 8, you're a dreamer. Okay? So simple as that. You're a dreamer. Not everyone's a dreamer. You may think everyone's a dreamer. No. There are some people who literally was born here on earth and to this day feel like they have no talent. And that is absolutely impossible, to be here on earth and not have a gift or a talent about yourself, because we are all fearfully and wonderfully made in God's eyes, and he gave us all something unique and different about ourselves. And I feel like some people just haven't tapped in and reached in enough to see and understand that I do have something that I want to pursue that may seem larger than life. I don't want to just be confined to just what's in front of me. But I mean, some people just don't see it. But if you are that person who sees it, you've gotten vision, which is a blessing. You have vision and you dream about it. And oh my God, don't let you be the type to go out here and pursue and act on that dream. You need to be thinking about being an entrepreneur, okay? Number 8. So you're unhappy no matter what career you pursue. So you could have very well went to school to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, but you would just rather DoorDash. I mean, can I be honest? You would rather just DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather just like walk people's dog for a living. Like, money doesn't please you. Because some people are literally only in these professions just for the money, but they don't want to be there. You know? And then you got some people who may seem like they're happy in their career, but they like, this ain't it. Let's move to last but not least, number 10. Number 10 is just as simple. God spoke to you and gave you a word. So a lot of times, some things are bigger than what we are, and we don't understand it and why it's happening. but you feel something in your spirit that's telling you that I need to be doing something more. It's just that simple. Some things just can't be explained. Some things you don't want to do. Like, God literally tells us to do a lot of things that we absolutely don't want to do. We're like, why? I like this job. I like this cushiony desk. I like getting these stable paychecks every 2 weeks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have this structure. But it's something that God sees in you that you don't even see in yourself. And He's pushing you for more. So if God is speaking to you, please don't ignore it. As I always preach, do it scared. Because if He's behind you, He's not going to fail you. He's not going to let you fall. I don't care if it feels like you're falling. You're not. That's just happening because you got to go through the test. You got to be built up. He got to put the resilience in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be successful without any failures under your belt. Because otherwise you don't know like what resilience look and feels like. Period. All right. Well, those are my 10 reasons why. You know, if you have any other reasons why you think that you should leave that 9 to 5 or you're bigger than that, let me know in the comments below. I would love for you to subscribe, like, and comment, guys. And if you are on the cusp of wanting to become a content creator and grow your channel, let's teach ourselves some consistency. I would love for you to join me in my challenge right now, posting 57 videos for 57 days. So we're just going to be making videos for the rest of 2024 because 2025 is here, y'all. We got to start the year strong, finish strong for a strong beginning. Bye. See you guys later. Bye bye.